10th all-time on the goals list franchise. What does that mean to you?
It means a little bit, I guess. I never really thought about it, but it's pretty cool. To be up there. There's a lot of good players who play here, so it's pretty cool.
What kind of adjustments were made between yesterday's game and tonight's game?
Just trying to play more simple. The whole game we started off really good yesterday, got away from our game. Pretty much handed that one to them. So tonight we just wanted to stay on them and keep the pressure.
This time last year, you guys went on that incredible run to pull yourselves up from 6th all the way up to 2nd. This year, you've been pretty much first all year round. What's been the difference this year from last year?
Just consistency, I think. From the start, we have a lot of guys returning. Those young guys took a step. I think we can just keep going, and when we get complacent, I think that's when we get into trouble. So I think we got to keep that hard-nosed mentality and keep going.
Yeah. Now you're on pace to crush your season high points total. What's kind of working for you? Why are you having this offensive resurgence this year?
Just opportunity. It's the first time in the power play. Since I've been here for a full year. Playing with good players. We have a good team, so I think that helps. Just kind of sticking with it and playing my game. A couple of years ago, I kind of broke out a little bit scoring, but that was all 5 and 4. Now I'm getting a little more opportunities.
Yeah, do you feel like the chemistry this season too is helping? It seems like you guys have an extra special team this year.
For sure. From the young guys to older guys who have come in, a lot of risers, knives, these guys all play really hard. I think we work hard and we get rewarded for that. So.
What is it about playing Cleveland that just makes you guys throw a guy over the boards almost every game?
I don't know what's going on. Lottie just picked that guy up and launched him, so it's pretty cool.
That's all I got for you, Jen.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Okay, so what do you feel like the difference was between last night and tonight?
Probably it's our commitment to playing a full game and to our identity. We talked about that before the game. It's going to be hard. We knew it was going to be a hard game, but I think just the reward you feel after playing the way we did is a lot different than how we felt last night.
Yeah, now Domink Shine, he's set to crush his season high total in points, and a lot of that I think has to do with your coaching. What are you seeing out of him that you seem to trust him a lot more than we've seen in the past?
Well, I think he's even last year he started to move up the lineup. I think he was pegged as a fourth line guy, sort of a grinder. He's got skill, and he's shown that in his early days, his junior days, his college days, and just give him an opportunity. He works so hard. He's been here for so long. It's one of those things. I trust him. I respect the work that he's done over the course of his career, and I think putting him with another older guy like Drizzy, or even putting him with Lombardi, just helps those guys, and the chemistry's worked with him and Drizzy this year.
How do we copy and paste what we saw tonight with the response that we've had in that report?
Well, it's just talking about it, making sure that we do it during practice, making sure it becomes an everyday thing, and it has been. I think for the most of the year we've played complete games, and that's why we are where we are. But just don't want to have those lapses. We want to try and continue to push this forward. And it's 3 games with points. Yes, last night the second period certainly got away from us. We got to get those types of periods out of our game. We got a big weekend coming up now against Manitoba, who took it to us here at home, and we didn't forget that. We'll be ready for that weekend, and just got to make sure that we stick to it. But it's hard. It's a hard commitment to play that type of hockey every single minute of every single game, but we've got to do it.
And you get Carter Major back next weekend. What's that do for the lineup?
Well, it's energy boost, that's for sure. He's well liked within the locker room. It's been a long time for him here, but he had a good week of practice last week. The plan is to have another great week of practice this week as we head to Manitoba, and if all goes well, he'll be in our lineup on Friday.
Last year at this point is when you started going that incredible run to go from 6th to 2nd in division. Do you feel that urgency this year despite being at the top of the standings?
It's a little bit different feeling in the fact that we're on the top looking down versus looking up and having to sort of try to play playoff type style hockey every night. Now what we have to do is expect everybody's best, and it's going to force us to play at our best every single game. There's probably not as much pressure to try to catch teams. We still want to play high-level hockey. There's no doubt, and we're going to get Manitoba's best next weekend. We're going to get Rockford's best, Chicago's best. We're going to everyone within our division expect them to play hard against us, and I like that. I like the fact that we're going to have that type of pressure, for as long as we're near the top of our division standings.
How do you keep everyone from getting complacent?
Well, just again, holding guys accountable at times, making sure that we're putting the work in. I don't think we have the group here that will become complacent. Like, we have high character guys. Our leadership group is extremely strong, and guys care. Bottom line, guys care about being here in Grand Rapids, playing for the Griffins, playing for each other, the fans, and so I don't think complacency is within this group.
I know you met McClellan a couple weeks ago when he came onto the Red Wings. Anything of value come with that meeting, or was it more of just a get to know
It wasn't
you
really a
type thing?
meeting. It was just more of a job shadowing and a day of seeing how they're going to operate now, kind of behind closed doors. You know, how he runs his meetings, how, you know, his presence in the locker room, presence on the ice for practice, whether there's going to be any system changes, things like that. So there was no closed door meeting. You know, it was great to meet those guys face to face. And just to see sort of the energy that they're bringing to the team right now, and then what they're demanding. You know, every coach is different, but to see what, you know, he's sort of putting his thumb on and think changes he wanted to make, and so it was good for me to be there.
I know they're separate teams, but does a coaching change mid-season like that affect your team at all? Or
No, we just stick to what we've been doing. It's been successful. Obviously, we'll be in communication in terms of any major changes, and if we feel it's something that we want to implement, we can. But you know, mid-season, we've got it rolling, and we just want to make sure we keep rolling.
It's good.
Stan.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
All right, so you're from Cleveland, and 5 of your 8 points this season have been against Cleveland. Are you just trying to make sure everyone remembers your name forever there?
Maybe. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy how that kind of happens. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll take them when I can get them.
Now, you seem a lot more comfortable this season than last season. You still look good last season, too, but what's the difference for you this season compared to last season?
For me, like, I did have, I had surgery over the summer. I would say the first 10, 12 games took me a while to kind of get my feet wet again and get comfortable again. And then last little bit, I've been getting more opportunities and just kind of taking advantage of it. And each game, I'm getting more and more comfortable out there, so it's been good.
20 games into the season, just how are you feeling personally overall? Just feeling good?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was a long layoff for me, so the first 10, 12 games, definitely it took me a while to get kind of back up to the speed of not having a training camp, not having preseason, none of that stuff. So, yeah, but I'd say the last handful of games, it's starting to come along and just kind of plug it away right now.
What does the response from last night to tonight say about this team overall?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've talked about in the room, and it's something we've kind of done throughout the year. We know what happened yesterday. We had our conversations before the game. We weren't happy with it. We knew we were better than that, and then today just kind of grinded out a full 60 minutes for us, and it was a big one.
Last year at this point, I'm guessing there was a sense of urgency. You were near the bottom of the standings, and you guys went on that incredible run to go up to the top. This year, you're at the top, looking down. Do you still have that sense of urgency?
Yeah, definitely. We talk about it all the time. When you're playing well, you're at the top of the standings. You're going to get everyone's best night in and night out. And we've seen that lately. Teams come in here and they want to beat the top team in the league, so to say. So we know game in and game out we're going to get a team's best. So we just have to match it every night.
What do you think is the biggest difference between this year you're up the top versus last year you had to make that incredible run to get to near the top?
It's tough to say. I think last year, like we talked about throughout the year, like we were playing good hockey, we just weren't getting results. And then as the season went on, we just kind of kept playing the same way and started getting results. And all the way through training camp and beginning of the year here, we just kept that same compete and effort level we had the second half of last year, and it's just kind of dwindled in throughout this year. So it's fun to be a part of.
Yeah, so it feels like a lot of your guys' success, too, comes from the coaching. And it just feels like Coach Watson just has a lot of belief in you guys and wants you to be the best versions of yourself no matter what line it's on, what position. Could you kind of explain what the relationship is like with him and the team?
Yeah, we have Coach Watson and the whole staff. We have an incredible relationship with them. Watties really gives us kind of the ropes to play hockey out there and just do our thing. He believes in all 4 lines, all 3 deep pairs and both goalies. So it just makes it easier knowing that your coach has confidence in everybody in the lineup, and you can kind of see it out there on the ice.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.